Alright, hey everyone, how's it going? Looking forward to doing some more of this today. Let me take this down, then we can jump right in. Alright, so today I think we just head straight into the Labyrinth. I don't think there's anything else we really need to do. Take a look and see. Let's see. Okay, so there's nothing we can do after the Labyrinth. Hey Antonio, you got lost? What do you mean you got lost? This whole section is just so creepy with all the fucking skeletons. Got lost in your desire to take a break. What the hell is this? I couldn't believe my own eyes. Labyrinth floor stretches out to the vanishing point. Anyway, it stretches really far. In this vast, barren space, there are no surfaces where the walls would be. This is the 11th. This is the 11th floor of the Sakura Labyrinth. Why are you spacing out, Praetor? Sure, I was also taken back a tad, but isn't this a nice bit of variety? Proceed gallantly. All tracks you form leave roads, Praetor, and all roads lead to the core. See? Let's not dwell on whether that's for better or worse, though. I'm a little unsure of what to do, but with what Saber said, all we can do is take a look around. To start off, we'll just have to go straight, I guess. Oh, there are gonna be invisible walls here. No. Oh, hey, Karna. Karna, what the fuck is this? Within the endless stretches of this wasteland, we happen upon a still lone figure. It's Jinako's servant, Karna. But what gives? I get the feeling that literally all he's doing is standing here. I don't know if my exhaustion passed on to Saber or what, but there's not a moment to rest before it's time to fight. Also, Karna's expression isn't telling me anything about what he's thinking. He's like a husky tied to the storefront. He's like a husky tied to the storefront, waiting for his owner to return. Though it's a little rude compared to a dog. That's the impression I get. Maybe he's not thinking about anything. I'm not sure if he's devoid of any ambition or just detached from desire. Regardless, he's not acting like a heroic spirit. I just don't get it. Deep down in his soul, does this guy even desire the Holy Grail? Well, it is pointless to keep glaring at each other. Thankfully, it's easy to get through to this guy with just words. Let's try getting straight to the point. Where's Shinako? So did your owner get sick of you? Noble hero of the East, I suppose your exalted self was too dazzling for that lazy girl. So you're searching for Jinako. I know where you're coming from, but forgive me, I haven't acquired her location. Of course, as a servant, I pursued my master's location, but she repeatedly rebuked me, telling me to stop. Thus, here I am, pretending to be a gatekeeper. Pretending and nothing more. An out-of-work labyrinth guard, essentially. Knowing Jinako, she's probably somewhere on this floor showing the world her disgraceful side. How about checking around at random? As expected, Launcher shows no signs of attacking. We step away, leaving him. Go ahead. Proactively impeding your exploration is not something I was ordered to do. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the fucking ass. Suppose let's just go around the edges. And then we'll go inward. Actually, no, here. Perfect time to use this. Oh, wrong button. How far back does this thing even go? Oh, there's an item. Auto ratio. Here's the edge. Oh, there she is. I just have to go all the way to the back. There's Jinako. I'm sure she noticed us, but won't even cast a glance. It's really tough to talk to her like this. I still have to. I took a single step forward when Jinako started to mutter. Oh, John. Just leave me alone. There's no co-op mode in ghosting. Just a versus mode. What is she trying to accomplish? She doesn't look like she's having any fun. If you insist on condemning yourself, then you need bigger gestures, or you won't get through to your audience. Shut it. So annoying. Just blabbering away. After I finally separated from that fussy mother-in-law of a servant Karna. Guess that means I can't get any peace and quiet in this spot either. Doesn't really bother me. It is what it is. You're just so great to have an admirable servant, John. Death to survivalists. She's gone. I didn't even get a chance to speak. Seems like Jinako, after parting with her usual slang threat, teleported away somewhere. That explains it. The layout of the 11th floor is sparsely structured, so she can do that. By layout, you mean the stuff in here? In order to teleport without limit, she put as few obstacles as she could, you mean? No, there's a subtle difference. Since the moon cell is finite, the labyrinth must also be finite. The formula requires a divergence and a singular point of convergence. A labyrinth without this premise will end in its collapse. Oh, as immense as BB's power is, that's why she couldn't just devise a way to end this from the start. That's why she's been so oblique. A solution we can't discover, but BB also can't obtain. She has no effective way outside of constructing obstacles to keep it secure. Honestly, I'm not really following, but I get the feeling it's like the repetition draw rule in chess. Basically, this match between us and Jinako will likely become one of attrition. John? Saber? Sorry for this, but please keep searching for Jinako. Stay on her tail. Good. These are rare and wise military staff officers. Elites that conquer any age would envy. Moreover, with me as your blade, they can serve as the cane that supports you, Praetor. We can clear a labyrinth like this in no time. Sure, this seems like plain work, but the resolution is simple. I have not only Saber with me, but Leo and the others. In comparison, Jinako is alone. She can't run away forever. But I wonder if that's all there is to it. This landscape from her mind, along with how Jinako was acting. I get the feeling that we shouldn't just catch her and call it a day. At any rate, let's find Jinako. We can't let her be alone like this. There's another chest. Ether crystal. Another chest. CCC stars. It's just for one turn. The stars only last for one turn. When the next turn begins, it's new stars that you generate on the previous turn. So you can't like hoard them. If you don't use them, you lose them. Alright, let's start exploring this area. Oh, there she is. Somebody around here. Oh, there she is. Okay, I think she just hides along the walls. Thank God. I know you're asking me here. Genyo, you just don't want to quit, John. Go ahead, keep searching. It's pointless. Jinako is an authority on replaythroughs. Repetitive speedruns, infinite duping. I get my dopamine pumping every round, so actually I welcome it. Jinako. Well, you can't crit on your NP. Stars don't apply to that. It's just the cards at the bottom that they apply to. I was ready this time, but she got away again like it was nothing. What am I supposed to do? Previous labyrinths had corridors with dead ends, but here... Don't stop moving, Praetor. You won't catch anything with this effort of tracking. Once again we run into Jinako, curled up in a corner of the labyrinth. Looking at her from the side, I can't tell if she's getting fed up with being chased around. All I can see is that she looks more spaced out than ever. Okay. Just let me handle this. First, let's break your knees. Saber, I don't think that's gonna help. Oh, please, I don't mean it literally. I just want to teach her about being moderate in all things. Even despots care about aesthetics. I'm gonna try something on my own. All we can do is persevere. Besides, all I know from my battles against Rinrani that it's possible to extract an SG via brute force. I'm so sick of this. Why do you have to drag things out? These days, stern lectures and night patrol teachers are, novel. It suits that old school, though. Thank God my delinquent rebellious phase is in the digital era, right? This is the quantum age, yo. What do you know, John? With your old hag of a servant going out for walks by choice. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't swelling with anger. Yet, this Jinako is precisely a product of BB splitting up her personality. I can't go losing it over each and every one of her sarcastic comments. However, don't pay me any more mind. Jinako's got friends too, you know? Friends? Oh, jeez. I didn't even see those fucking things. Oh god, these things too. I doubt. There we go. What the hell? Uh-oh. Hey, Grier. Oh, this is the best floor. This is a model house, I guess? Seems like it has some meaning behind it. Well, isn't this cute? Shall we look at the interior? The door won't open. It's welded shut. With Saber speaking behind me, I search over the model house. I see. The doors and windows really are decorations. Instead, the roof opens. Could this be an item folder? I place my hands on the roof and try opening it like a treasure chest. Suddenly, a trap! Praetor, where have you gone? Ah, my Praetor vanished again! I wished for a redo. To redo my life. Up until I was 15 years old. I thought that way as if it were natural, and I expected it to happen in the future as if it were natural. If only I'd get that chance. If I joined the Holy Grail War, half for fun, half for my wish. Without knowing that it was a serious slaughterfest. A death match where only one person can be left standing. No, I had known the Holy Grail War's rules from the rumors. But now taking things seriously is a bad habit of mine. Countless times so far I spent my days with a whatever attitude. So this is the greatest punishment I could have ever deserved. It was Papa who named me Jinako. Mama was Japanese and he loved her just the way she was. Of course he also loved Japanese culture. I'd like her name to sound like a little Japanese girl. Apparently over something like that he picked the sound of Jinako. My family wasn't super rich, and I wasn't a 200 IQ genius nor beautiful, but I was pretty happy. A fairly strict household, a fairly princess-like upbringing as an only daughter. One day, Papa and Mama passed away in an unfortunate accident. Since we were in the upper middle class, I received a handsome inheritance. Although one could also view it as enough money for a single girl to keep food on the table for the rest of her life if she lives modestly. Jinako obtained inheritance. That's when the curtains opened on my new life as a winner. Obviously I didn't move up to high school. There was no point after all. I guess my love for accumulating little things, little by little, meant that I was an otaku at heart. I holed up in my house and immersed myself in the world of the internet. I had tons of friends over in Peace Journal. You can live off your inheritance, Jinako? You can just chill and not have to work? So basically you're a winner? My internet friends were jealous and constantly fawned over me. Sometimes there would be people saying dumb stuff out of envy. But it wasn't all that bad of a daily life. As long as this lifestyle keeps up, everything will be good, I thought. I celebrated the continuing of this lifestyle. This lifestyle. Who would have guessed that this lifestyle would go on for 15 years. Papa gave me the name Jinako. He was ordinary and a bit chubby, sometimes so mediocre that it ticked me off. But I loved him. Rather than love Mama, I admired her. Mama was so kind and pretty that she was way out of Papa's league. My family wasn't super rich, and I wasn't a 200 IQ genius nor beautiful, but I was still pretty happy. I had no wish for anything special, but to make up for it, I had a realistic, down-to-earth happiness. And yet, one day, Papa and Mama just disappeared. While out shopping, a dump truck that should have stopped at the light rammed through. They just disappeared without a trace. My world was plunged into darkness, and then my mind was in darkness even after the funeral ended. In such a state, I received my inheritance. I didn't go on to high school. Since nobody told me to go, I dragged myself into seclusion. I mean, I had money for life. No one would bother me. Who would blame me if I used entertainment as an escape? My internet buddies were nice to me. As long as you don't step on any toes, those friendships last forever. For a year, 5 years, even 10 years. Until my friends, First one, then another started saying, I'm moving on. Because they needed money. Because they were getting married. Because their life was a mess. Nah, come on, you know needs are the real winners. I would bluff by signing off my usual line. On the internet, Jinako was a revered game champ. But on returning to the real world, all that sat there was an indecipherable human being. Financially, I had nothing to worry about. Living expenses would be no obstacle until my dying day. I could live like this my entire life. My entire life. My entire life. My entire life. Like this? There I go again. I go full snail mode when this happens. My head misty, I end up sleeping with sheets piled all over me to escape it all. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I mean, I'm popular on the internet, and I don't need to go outside. And I could get my hands on most anything. Oh, but unaware and before I had even realized it, I had answered with my usual phrase, whatever. And then it was like I had left something important behind. That's right around when I heard the rumors of the Holy Grail War. The claims that the winner would be granted any wish. I was confident when it came to games, and to be honest, I also believed that the Holy Grail was a live or die thing. On PJ, Asia's game champ, lol, said, the losers will die stuff is just clickbait. Despite that post, I took it to be the real deal. I mean, people die so easily. A life isn't anything special. What made the Holy Grail War special wasn't the death aspect. It was the part about granting any wish. That's why I joined. I joined half out of curiosity and just a little bit out of desperation. I wished for a redo. To redo my life. Up until I was 15 years old, I thought that way as if it were natural, and I expected it to happen in the future as if it were natural. To attend high school normally, to go out in society normally, to grow old normally. Looking back at it now, that wish was nonsense. Trivial. Frankly, I was just scared. I would have been happy with any boring old life, really. However, I had given up on my life. And now that I was reflecting on my life, I just wanted to run away. But no one told me anything about this. I had completely forgotten about how much of a coward I am. I really did think that dying here was possible, but I was cocky and thought I would make it to the end. No, this is hell. We're the talented mass. I'm nothing special. I won't be able to survive even a single battle. And I was such a winner on the internet. I'm just going to lose here badly. I probably can't even do 1 damage. That's why I have to run away. If I can just hide in some place where there's nobody, everything should eventually work itself out again. I don't even have a single friend here. I've always been alone. That's the life I ended up choosing for myself. So I have to run away or else. All I have left is this persona, and if that also falls apart, I really will be full of nothing. I'll hurry to a dark room like I always do. Once I lock the door and cover myself with a futon, I'll be fine. I'll quick swap into the regular Jinako. So please don't unlock the door. Don't take my best brave face and crack it wide open. Don't look at who I really am and laugh. No one will ever come. No one. No one. There's no hope of anyone ever coming into my room. Poof! What magic trickery is this? You just appeared like poof! I wonder if that was a part of Jinako's mind just now. My sights fall again on the model house. Stored inside the open roof was a small key.
始める。喧嘩と散れ。ロサイクト。天幕よ、落ちよ。ロサイクト。悪くない。むしろ良い。喧嘩と散れ。ロサイクト。悪くはなかったね。
Oh, there we go.
少しはマシになったな、マスター。退屈な演目になりそうだが、良い声で泣かせてやろう。共に勝利を。鈍いな。助ける。世のマスターはセラフ1だな。こうしてそなたと戦えること、それだけ
I'm
で
talking to
世は
Karna.
嬉しい。
Wonder if he'll tell me anything. I doubt, but it'll be worth a try, I guess. Oh, hey, there's a door. Hey, Karna. Karna's standing in the same spot, but some detail of the labyrinth has changed. A door that wasn't there before has appeared beside Karna. Also, its design is familiar. If this blatant thing is a trap, then she may just be throwing in the towel. No hints of any changes in Karna as expected. He's exactly as tranquil now as when we first encountered him on this lair. Praetor, that man is showing no hostility. Should we ask him about the location of what we're looking for? Anyway, we can't just not investigate this door here. The problem is Karna. Jinako is behind this door? Are you testing me? I can't answer a question like that. Well, I shouldn't be saying that. It may be possible now that Jinako is not the person I thought she was. I don't intend to stop you if you wish to meet her face to face. Go see for yourself. However, there's something I must ask. Do you happen to have the key to this house? So you found it already. Then you should be able to enter without issue. My words don't reach this Jinako. Well, they never reached her much from the outset, I feel. But please don't point that out. Battle, life cannot first form without confrontation. However, it seems that Jinako's enemy right now is Jinako herself. Nothing is likely to come of that. Wrinkles of lament for his helplessness carve into Karna's brow as he speaks his mind. What is Jinako doing? After coming out of that birth canal-esque corridor, we see Jinako up ahead. That's Jinako, I think. Probably just looking at it. When it comes to being depressed, she just keeps getting upgrades. She's an artisan at it at this point. If she were an extreme contest of who would use a futon best out of dejection, she would definitely aim for the top.
またこんな奥まで来て、リソースがいくらあっても足りないじゃないですか。保護者っすか？ストーカーっすか？君はジナコの何なんですか？
A friend.
友達？友達？違うっす。君にとってジナコはこれ以上なく袋小路でデッドかつエンドなターミネーターなんです。いいっすよ。100歩譲って友達だったとして。でも友達ってなんすか？ あなたを見守ってる人が必ずいるとか、ありがたいお言葉くれるっすよね。親切人見守っ、それって余裕ある人の娯楽っすよ。自分は自分しか見守れないっす。ちなこさんはとっくに家族もいないっす。作る気もないっす。だってそんなのマジオカルトだし。知ってる？本当の友達って自分より不幸な人のことを言うんだってば。そうなりたいんすか？だったらずっとずっと一緒にこの迷宮にいてほしいっす。それで対等っす。でもそれってできない相談。外目指してるんでしたっけ？無理だから。私、そういう不幸ポジションではシンジ君さんとか結構友達が溢れてるっすよね。でも決して超キラキラ級サーバントのカルナさんとかは友達に含みません。おかしいって最初から絶対。
Juniko. Juniko gets wound up, stomping a foot against the floor. She's been backed into a corner physically and mentally. She's distancing herself from just about everything, even wanting to drive Karna so far away she can hardly see him. To be alone. Because that's the easiest way she can go on living without worry.
もう何度も言わせんな。構わないでくれっす。ちなこさんにだって友達はいるっす。この世のどこかにも。私はまだ本気出してないだけっす。もう来世から頑張るから。
Oh. I recognize this throbbing in my left arm. However, is making Juniko aware of her SG's true nature really the best thing to do? Won't this inflict Juniko with an irreversible wound? And will that then be what saves Juniko?
処置なしだな。頭痛がしてきたぞ。これはもはやカルナを招いて面倒を見させてはどうか。用が取って返し誘導してもよいが。いや、まったく世話好きよな。そなたならばそういう顔をすると思っていた。
Saber's right. Right now within me, my heart is neither trying to understand Juniko nor trying to save her. It's just, I can't leave her like this. That's all. I won't say something like I can't abandon you or don't give up. If I'm not her friend, fine. As her neighbor, I have to tell her, I have this to tell her. You're not alone, Juniko.
それがさ、それが上から目線だってのがわかんないかな。わかんないんだよね。だって強いから。
You're still not alone, Juniko.
はいはい、一人じゃないっす。みんな仲良くね。
You're not alone, Juniko.
やめてよ。マジでさ。私ここにいたいんだから。どうせ遺体なんだから。遺体なんだもの。何も感じないんだから。だから。痛い。痛いよ。なんでよ。寂しいよ。SG の摘出を確認したわ。名称は一人ぼっちというところかしらね。
Her SG is loneliness, huh? The shield partitioning the floor breaks, and the corporeal concentration of the temporary Juniko's body dilutes.
ああ、これって本体が BB に怒られるのかな。それも変な話だ。
Juniko faintly murmurs as if speaking about somebody else. Hearing BB's name startles me to attention, but right now there's nothing indicating that she's going to appear. Not that I could do anything about it, whether I knew beforehand or not.
人前 まずはグッジョブ。また一歩外に近づいたっす。外に出ても友達がいても行き着くところは同じっすよ。次こそそれを思い知らせてやるっす。
Man. It's kind of crazy how much the tone shifted between the first 3 labyrinths and now. God damn. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, Extella's not great.
82キロ。余裕の2桁っすよ。11月3日。年齢はだいたい25だからね。
Oh, right.
エンジェル系ショタサーバントとかマジペロペロ。けど、私なんかじゃ。
Jinako's second SG. I wonder if I can make lots of friends. So what if I can make lots of friends? Having too many would be annoying, and having too few would be kinda empty. But alone is always alone. Wake up alone, sleep alone, cry alone, laugh alone. Easy, easy, easy mode. Can't say it's easy for everyone. In games and in life, multiplayer is such an easy path. But friendship between equals, does a luxury like that really exist? So loneliness. It's said that loneliness is a crucial element in the breeding grounds of art. Through the moon cell, this immense library, I gained the form of a servant and answered your call. Then I came to know the value posterity attributed to the myriad works I produced. I was able to find out if I had made ripples. Yes, it's hardly satisfying. I pay no mind to the fact many judge these works as poor or rubbish. However, those who extol my works are too few. Another 1,000. No, 100. No, I won't ask for much. At least 3 more people? No? Hey, why do you laugh? I presume you're a true hobbyist who understands my art, yes? No matter. Loneliness is the spark of creative works. It, in and of itself, is not a bad thing. Loneliness in art, loneliness in philosophy, loneliness in discipline, loneliness in invention. None make for bad pairs. Still, loneliness by itself is merely poison. Jinako has nothing but loneliness. She lives as if she were dead. I can't believe we're already at the last one. That usually takes like an hour or so. Oh, hey, Gawain. Leo has summoned you. Gawain went out of his way to come by. Seems that he didn't try to use a signal to call me, but instead waited here in the hallway. Leo sent for me. So, does this mean he has some personal business with me? A charming explanation. I do believe it's true. Leo seeks to deepen his friendship with you. But unfortunately, he invited you today in the president's capacity. I was told he bids you to come to the student council room. As emissary to the perilous Labyrinth, he's enjoyed his rightful after-meal dose quite enough. So basically he wants me to dash off there immediately, not spare a single millisecond. I got it. I want you to tell him that, or something similar. That makes things easier. I shall take my leave ahead of you. Excuse me. Alright, let's go see what Leo wants. Miss Tosaka and Ronnie's investigative work has identified important information related to Jinako. Specifically, details about her in the Holy Grail War. Not of her background on Earth, but in the near side of the moon cell. Gato. Leo brings up the matter in a low tone, contrasted to his usual cheerful ring. Gato takes over, hand on his chin, nodding, yes. He's acting completely normally, and it's a real letdown. Hear this. Steadily advancing through the Holy Grail War with my god, we came upon one chance where we won effortlessly. A win by default. This opponent that fell like wham, right off the shelf, was none other than Jinako. She chose defeat without putting up a fight. Yeah, it would have been nice if you remember that from the beginning. It would have saved me the pain of this process of elimination, salvaging highly concealed battle data one by one until the very last set. Your fury is warranted. But if you ask a judge if they wanted to know the loser's name, they'd reply that there's no need. There's no need to overwrite shame with shame. In any case, Jinako and I were, by nature, incompatible comrades. Leo and Rin supplied me with further information. In the opening of the Nearside's Holy Grail War, Jinako discovered the lock to Janitor's Closet. This school's Janitor Closet may have a different vibe, but it's the very same shelter Jinako took before. Jinako didn't lose in a battle between masters. She hid inside the Janitor's Closet without ever taking the battlefield. However, if she were to have taken one step outside that custodial room, the Moon Cell would deem her as being defeated and delete her. Hence why Jinako was unable to leave and shut herself in the Janitor's Closet the entire time. Still, when the Holy Grail War closes, once the victor is proclaimed, the school building will end up being collected as a garbage object. Naturally, the Janitor's Closet Jinako is hiding in will also be deleted. In other words, Jinako didn't die fighting in the Holy Grail War, but her fate is to be deleted once the Holy Grail War ends. Panic struck Jinako once the memory of that returned, and she ran away from us. We recovered the cube from Passion Lip and regained our memories. Although it did leave everyone considerably confused, it resulted in Jinako Karagiri driving herself further into a corner. BB seized that opportunity. What are we supposed to blame here? Returning to the near side only means death. Having recalled that memory, Jinako probably didn't have the willpower to defy BB. At the time when she recovered that memory, Jinako must have certainly known that I, Monji Gato, was her original opponent. Why does she distance herself from her unsolvable problem, even if it is postponed? Her actions are baffling. Her optimism is as brittle as sculpted candy, and her escapism is as useful as burying her head in the sand. Oh, is that so? I'm sure that it appears that way to you, Treasurer Ronnie. That's not being... God. But that's not being very human, is it? If we declare that being swept along by instinctive urges and idleness is what human nature is, then stray cats are quite human. Nothing wrong with stray cats. They're the ultimate life forms, in a sense. Such gods exist, too. Gato and Ronnie's conflicting exchange continues. Suddenly, Jinako's pained expression from when her SG loneliness was released pops into my mind. If only I'd gotten to know her back in the Holy Grail War. There's no point in thinking about what-ifs now. But I wonder if having friends by her side would have changed something. Sakura is reporting that the 12th floor has been activated. Once you're ready, continue your exploration and SG retrieval. Jinako Karagiri is the Labyrinth Sentinel. Nevertheless, she's also one of our allies who also desires to escape. I won't tell you to be peaceful anymore. I don't see it unseemly to injure one another. That said, Hakuno, I believe you'll be the one to break this absurd spiral of us having to hurt our allies to continue forward. Let's see. Oh, we can actually do something here. Hey, there's something that's been bothering me. You have a second? It's about Kiara Sashoin. Out of curiosity, I had Ronnie look into her. Presently, she is also a master who sustains a servant. That and... we have nothing to be concerned about. It's true that the Western financial conglomerates went after her. The conglomerates went after her? So Kiara is an enemy of those conglomerates. Is she a freelance hacker like Ren is? No, she doesn't oppose anyone. Though the only data we have comes from what we dug up here. Could you please, Ronnie? Yes, starting from the conclusion. She's a cyber criminal wanted by Interpol. At one point, she was the leader of a religious cyber cult. It no longer exists, though. And, well, all the men and women in it idolized her so much that they all committed suicide. People who were smitten with her, people with a thing for being abused by her, people hooked on conversing with her, people who detested her to death, people who were crazy over her body, a lot of different folks. The end results were all the same: suicide. Even outside of the internet, most of the people who associated with her committed suicide. Included among them were even cyber investigators and spies from the conglomerates that had chased her around. What's astonishing is that apparently, one spy died in order to save her from adherents who were out to kill her. According to these documents, that person was also apparently her lover. According to Julius, that person was a misanthrope and didn't seem particularly interested in women. Personally, I can't comprehend Kiara Sashoin's cognitive structure. She's too much of an enigma. She saved many people, but each one of them trampled on her goodwill. She was betrayed by others over and over again, and yet she didn't abandon her goal of bringing salvation. Or rather, it makes me think that she's fine with being betrayed. You could say that she is an indomitable spirit, but in her case it goes much too far. I may not be one to say this, but it's as if she's a machine devoid of emotions. I think so too. It's like she's obsessed with being a hero of justice or something. She's even being called the last saint. One thing's for sure, she's the biggest victim. But it's also true that she's the cause of the mass suicide and conflict. Thus, with backing from the conglomerates, she was added to the world's most wanted list, though some came to her legal defense. And with the conglomerates had backing from the Holy Church. That lot hasn't been able to put out a saint in years. A woman emerges, is treated as a saint in the East, and disregards their group. Guess they couldn't let that one slip by. You're being biased, Miss Tosaka. Kiara Sashoin was considered clearly a modern-day saint even by the Church. The problem is that the person who started insisting on that was a church cardinal, and a candidate for the next papacy. The Holy Church didn't try to apprehend Kiara because she was some thorn in their side. They recognized her as the highest class of threat to the preservation of their faith. They're being way more vicious than they need to be. What about Kiara's virtue? I think it should be called magical powers at this point. She was even able to free an elderly man, on the brink of death and obsessed with prolonging his life from that suffering. What I found astonishing was, after that elderly man experienced her teachings, he became an impeccable person. It was only for a brief time, just 2 months that he was in contact with Kiara Sashoin, but his nature truly became that of a saint. That resulted in the Church going after her. She was betrayed by her faith and many people, and was denounced as a murderer. Okay, we're taking the wrong route by bringing Earth affairs into the Moon Cell. She's still a cyber criminal, Miss Tosaka. Well, yeah, but while I particularly agree, I think Kiara is different. That girl there's an airhead. She has no clue how much she drives everyone around her insane. The nickname she got stuck with, the devilish bodhisattva, really sums her up. Why is that, John? We know she's being misrepresented, but we deem that it's best to err on the side of caution. Please refrain from making unnecessary contact with her from now on. Well, let's go talk to her. I found Kiara and Anderson in the hallway. I recall what Rin told me about Kiara's background. I was a little hesitant, but I tried asking her about whether it was true or not. If all the adherents connected to Kiara killed themselves, I don't think that this willowy woman would be in the middle of such a maelstrom of death. Yes, everything those girls spoke of is true. What I thought or what my goals were was irrelevant to the people. The only thing left in my hands was the outcome. The lives of many people were consumed by my own avarice. However, pardon me, now suddenly I'm wondering if I committed a crime. Kiara looks puzzled, as if miserable from the bottom of her heart. Her expression makes me think of a terrifically beautiful and fleeting Heaven Lotus. They loved me by their own will, became despaired by their actions, and at the end of their love ended their lives. There was no bloodlust in them to be found. They simply drowned in me. They were committed to their desires and wasted their lives out of that lust. I love all people equally, and I want to be loved. That's what I crave. I can't help it, I'm selfish. That's why I can never belong to one person. They went insane, as if despairing from that truth, as if craving and lusting insatiably for me. As a result, they ended their lives. How can anyone rebuke such a devoted love? I wanted to save them. They wanted me to save them. In the end, they died, and that's all there is to it. Saying that, she smiles. Sorrowfully, with such beauty that any who saw it would be touched. Goosebumps jolt all across my body. This here is a good woman, completely benevolent. And that's why I find it difficult to consider her human in terms of her mentality. As a religious leader, Kiara treated many people impartially and lavished them with love. That resulted in those adherents becoming swollen with desire. I beg you, I want you to love only me. More, I want endless love from you. But that wasn't allowed. As a consequence of treating everyone equally, Kiara says Shoin possessed no love towards individuals. And then their practically immolating desire was how they were literally destroyed. Because they went and recognized Kiara as a saint, they became aware of their essentially salvationless reality and despaired. What terrible irony. They probably could have returned to their lives if they distanced themselves from Kiara, but perhaps because they had known this almost bodhisattva love, they couldn't leave the palm of her hand. I apologize. I understand your argument, but I don't intend on stopping. And even a person like me has convictions that can't be conceded. My life cannot end just yet. For now, please don't be concerned with my affairs. Please focus on defeating Bibi and returning to the Holy Grail War. And after, if a time comes when we face each other as masters in the Holy Grail War, then please charge me with my sin. If Kiara says Shoin's life deserved to have been lived, or if not. Yes, if it's you, I hope you'll tell me. I hope you'll tell me the answer to whether my Eitan school's doctrines were correct or incorrect. Without replying to Kiara's smile, I leave her presence. I've dealt with many masters up to this point, and she's a master too, throwing herself into the battle for the sake of a wish she can't give up. This is Heaven's battlefield, a garden of selfishness where wishes are put on the line. I'm certain that Kiara isn't special. Here, everyone fights for themselves. And that should give us her SG2. Yep.
最後に測ったのは確か49キロですが知りたければ抱き上げてくださいますか。日本にある真言立川流の里です。今は何もありませんが6月4日年は重ねたくないものですね。清楚な雪の白か妖艶な漆の黒か女ですもの。それくらい使い分けますわ。
I didn't look at it. Kiara says Shoin's SG. Kiara's ideal of wishing for all humans to love equally without being held by prejudice. Naturally, this included the denial of conflict in both religious teaching and ideology. Conflict between those differing religious views would be, and the like, would be the absolute most disgraceful to her. It's likely because this ideal of hers was too strong that her servant Anderson ended up with no means of attack. Trying to think of what I want to do here. Do I want to keep up my pattern? Yeah. You know what? Even though it's super, super, super short today, I think I'm gonna end off the stream. And then tomorrow, we'll do this next floor and fight against Juniko. I think that's what I'll do, even though today was like super short one. I wasn't expecting it to be short, but at the same time I kind of want to keep the same pacing that I've been doing. Let me just see here, so... If I keep going every day, I should be able to finish if I just do one floor at a time. I believe, right? Okay. Just want to look real quick through this. I don't get Saber's SG2 until super late. That's kind of crazy. Alright, so yeah. I guess I'll just call it here for today. And in the next one, tomorrow, we'll finish up Chapter 4. Then Friday, Yeah, Friday I'm actually not going to be streaming this. I'm going to be streaming the Pokemon epilogue on Friday. But then after that, we'll just get back to this. Hey, that's good. Yeah, go ahead, man. Alright, so I will end things off here. Thank you guys for joining me for this admittedly short one today. But I will see you all again tomorrow for the rest of Chapter 4. Alright, have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye.